Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dave Loughy with Odd Shopper. We're talking Sunday preseason football picks for every game. Only two of them today, but you know the drill. And if you're new, I'll tell you, I go through all the information. I scour the interweb, whether it's Twitter or internet searches, whatever it may be, to find all the most valuable information for these preseason games and give you everything that I have. I'll give you my leans. I'll give you the spots I like the most. And then it's up to you, your choice, whether you want to tail or fade. I don't take it personally. Leave a comment down below, though. Let me know your thoughts on these games. But more than anything else, I take a lot of time. I put a lot of time into this. Win or lose, I'm giving you as much information as possible. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and follow me at Loughy_D on Twitter, LOUGHY_D. All right, only two games today. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Let's close out the weekend strong, and we'll kick it off with KC and New Orleans. I do like a spot in this game. You know, there's going to be a lot of games in the preseason where there's just no feel for it. Coaches are tight-lipped. They don't tell you much. They don't have a lot of consistency over the course of their tenure in the NFL, or there's no history at all. But this one's interesting. Kansas City's a 1.5-point dog and 37.5-point total in New Orleans against the Saints. This moved from 2.5 to 1.5 when Reed said that the starters would get a quarter, and he just told us that on Friday. I'm actually recording this a day early because I'm not recording it on Saturday or Sunday. You know, got stuff to do. But we have the information we need. The problem is, this is how you have to look at the Chiefs in the preseason. Whatever Andy Reid tells you is going to happen, look at it this way. There is what Andy Reid tells you is going to happen, and then there is what's going to happen. And they usually aren't the same. Reid said the starters are going to get the first quarter of work in this game. But if you look back on week one games with Reid as the head coach, Mahomes hasn't played more than one drive since 2018. And that was his first year as the starter for the Chiefs. Reid's notorious for telling the media one thing and then doing the complete opposite, which you have to admit at this point has become pretty funny, just seeing Big Red lie through his teeth every time he steps to the podium or talks to the media. But seeing what he's done in week one, it actually, in my opinion, tells us a good amount. You may disagree. I think it tells us a good amount. Mahomes has played one drive, right, since 2019. We didn't have preseason in 2020, but 2020, 2019, 2021, and 2022, Mahomes has played one drive in week one. And then Chad Henne, surprisingly actually, has come in and played one drive himself. Now, in 2021, he did play two drives, but that's the only time he's played more than one drive in a preseason game since Patrick Mahomes became, since Patrick Mahomes was already the start, like we knew what he was, 2019. Then the third and fourth round quarterbacks have gotten the rest of the work. So Blaine Gabbert is the new backup now. So could he be in for the Chad Henne role, getting like one or two drives? I think it's very possible. And then the word on the streets is that Shane Buechele and Chris Oladokun are battling for the QB3 role. So I think you could see a lot of them like we saw before between the QB3 and the QB4 in week one, exactly what we saw under Andy Reid in all of those other games. And then you've got Dennis Allen for the Saints. He said that he's playing Derek Carr and the starters. I don't know how much. He didn't say how much, but he's playing both of them. He also said that we're going to see some Jameis Winston and then a good amount of fourth-round rookie Jake Haener, who I actually like. Like, I think this dude for a fourth-round player actually has some quality stuff. I don't hate that he's going to be getting some playing time. So this is a spot I like. I'm going to lay the 1.5 with the Saints. Tell me where you're going with in this game. Are you buying into Mahomes playing a full quarter with the starters, even though we haven't seen it since 2018, his first year as a starter? Are you buying in to the Andy Reid coach speak? Let me know, because this is an interesting game. I'm going to side with the Saints here. We'll see where you guys are at. Next one in the second and final game, San Francisco and the Las Vegas Raiders. Before we get to this one, I'll tell you guys once, I'll tell you a million times. You know I'm always going to say this. Make sure that you're getting the best odds and the best lines, no matter what game, no matter what prop, no matter what it is. And the best way to do that is to have multiple accounts at multiple sports books. Or sorry, an account. I'm not saying to multi-account. Have an account at as many sports books as possible. Even if you can only afford, right, to put 30, 40, 50 bucks into those accounts, all of these brand new sports books, number one, they're going to give you free money to sign up. And number two, you're never going to miss out on good odds. So if one game is a 4.5 point spread, but elsewhere it's a 3.5 point spread, particularly in the preseason. You're getting in on the best spot if you want to take the dog. You don't have to settle for 3.5. Get the 4. Give yourself that cushion. I threw a link in the description and it's in the pinned comment. Click it and it's got all of my favorite sports books with the best bonuses, and also all of the other sports books that, if you're not there, that are giving you free money to sign up with. Not only are you getting free money, which is the best kind of money, but you're also getting all of the best odds no matter what in every game, in every sport. So check it out. Link in the description to that and in the pinned comment. So let's talk about San Francisco and Las Vegas. Pretty interesting game to close out week 1 of the preseason, because Kyle Shanahan already said he doesn't plan on playing Brock Purdy, but the quarterbacks behind him, Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, Brandon Allen, he's got some starter experience. May not be a stud, but for your QB4, you could certainly do worse. That's not that bad. I mean, Vegas behind Jimmy Garoppolo, and I don't see why he would play. Plus, Josh McDaniels wasn't playing Derek Carr last preseason. It's Brian Hoyer, Aiden O'Connell, and Chase Garbers. And we don't have any word from Josh McDaniels yet on whether or not his starters are going to play. But these teams held joint practices this week, and almost all of the coaches now just simply view these joint practices as a way to keep their starters from playing in the preseason. It's kind of that simple. We saw a ton of it last year. Shanahan's 10-8 in the preseason. He's 9-8-1 against the spread. That's fine. McDaniels went 4-0 last season as a first-year head coach of the Raiders, but he's 6-6 all time. Remember, he was the Denver Broncos coach back in the day, and 7-5 against the spread. So it's pretty much a draw here. I mentioned getting the best lines possible and getting as many accounts on books as you can. This is 3.5 in some spots. Other books have it at 4. If you can get the 49ers at -3, I like this, knowing that their quarterback room simply looks better than the Raiders right now. So I'm laying the 3 on the Raiders. 3.5, fine, but anything's better than 4 because there's a lot of 4s out there, but also some 3s and 3.5. So for this one, I'd lean 49ers -3, and I like the New Orleans Saints at -1.5. If you wanted to ride the money line at 125 there, I don't hate it, but those are the spots we're looking at today. I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. Hopefully we close out week 1 strong, and I'll see you back here week 2 preseason next week. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Peace.